In one of my last videos, I talked about a story that had came out of DC where you had this woman who was a YouTuber who was killed by her boyfriend. Honestly, I wouldn't not have known about this story if I did not watch it on the Trey King show. And this hit close to home, but it got buried. Like, I didn't see not one news report about this story. It says that it happened 2 weeks. It happened May 29th. So now we know why we didn't hear about it, because it was in the midst. It got buried underneath all the George Floyd stuff. If that wasn't the case, we most likely would have heard about it, because at that point, up to George Floyd, the only thing people were talking about was Ahmaud Arbery, a little bit about Breonna Taylor, and of course the virus. But this story right here definitely hits close to home, because this young lady, well, they're both from the DC area. But basically what happened is she was a YouTube star, a YouTube hairstyling individual, and her name on YouTube was Nap Queen, spelled Napp Queen. And this guy right here was her boyfriend, whose name is Daniel Fleetwood, and he basically murdered her and has been charged with first-degree murder. I'm gonna go ahead and read the article so we can get some more information. Mind you, this article was posted on May 29th. They grew up together and were sweethearts at Oxon Hill High School. I know where Oxon Hill High School is. When Shana Donahue left for college in South Carolina on a basketball scholarship, her boyfriend Daniel Fleetwood, along with her father, drove her to school and helped her move her into her dorm. I wonder which school she went to, because it said that now they went 10 years ago in the story, and now they're going 10 years later. It says, but on Thursday, some 10 years later, DC police said Fleetwood stabbed and strangled Donahue in the apartment the two briefly shared in the 2900 block of N Street in Southeast Washington. Authorities charged Fleetwood with first-degree murder while armed. And that's pretty much all the information they have right now. And that's actually one of the only articles that I have come across involving this story. It doesn't even say why he actually did it, but let's just put it this way. He will most likely be found guilty of what he got charged with, and because it's first degree, he's definitely going to be going to jail for life. Like, I don't know what would make him actually do and commit such a heinous crime against his girlfriend. It doesn't really make any sense, but I'm sure there's definitely a motive behind it. We may never even find out what the motive is. But this guy's definitely, his life is done. He threw his life completely away. And he ruined most likely a good budding career for his girlfriend as far as YouTube goes, especially with her and what she was doing on YouTube, doing natural hair tutorials and styles and everything like that, because it's definitely an audience for that sector of YouTube. But I do offer my condolences to her family and everything like that. You just never know sometimes who you get into a relationship with. And it says that, they were high school sweethearts, so they have a history with each other. They've been dating some 10 years later. So it makes you wonder, like, what went wrong in the relationship? Or was this something that was going on over time, and this was just the straw that broke the camel's back? And because the fact that he stabbed her, like, I always pay attention to the context in which someone kills someone. He stabbed her and strangled her. So it felt personal. That's probably why he got that first-degree murder charge, because clearly stabbing her wasn't enough. He went back and strangled her to render her unconscious. Like, he wanted to make sure she was dead. It also makes you beg the question, like, did she find something out about him? Was there some infidelity? Was she pregnant and he wanted her to get rid of the child? Or, it's so many questions that could come from this, but it's still a sad story overall. And he's definitely going to be dealt with when he goes to prison. And if he ends up in a DC prison, it's a wrap for him.